One of the reasons your vegetable beds may not be producing a rich harvest isn't because you don't have a green thumb, but because you don't have an irrigation plan. You picked plants that were good for your location and your season. You put them in full sun, but you still don't have a rich harvest. That was happening to me, so I started watering more regularly and saw results. But that also caused a lot of pain. I don't have a ton of time in the garden, so I was watering with the hose every single day. And the rest of my garden fell into disarray while I was doing that because all of the time that I had available for the garden was specifically used for the vegetable garden. So I ordered this. It's a snip-and-drip irrigation system from Gardener Supply. The details are in the description box below. I got the 50-foot option, and the reason I opted for that is because I think it came with just enough supplies for all 3 beds. The 50-foot option is also the $50 option. Fall is the beginning of the growing season in Florida, so now is the perfect time to set up my new irrigation system and see how it does. So it took me a little under 45 minutes to set up the system, which I think is absolutely great time. So I'm going to walk you through some of the things I did just in case you decide to do it. You see what decisions I made, and we'll see in the long run if it helps or doesn't. So rather than running the hose to my water source, I decided to leave it nice and short for tidiness sake. When I'm ready to water, I'll bring the hose to the vegetable bed. The one thing the package didn't bring that I really wish it had brought was like U-shaped nails, because in a lot of places the hose, since it's been in the packaging, just isn't ready to be laid out yet. And so if I would have had that U-shaped nail, I could just like put it where I wanted it. Instead, I just looked for stuff I had around the garden. So I have like these bamboo stakes. So I use that to kind of like to lay it out where I wanted, but in the future I'll be getting the U-shaped nails to pin it down so that it really does go exactly where I want. In the area between the beds, I've run the hose, instead of just going straight across, I've run the hose down and back up. And again, I'll use U-shaped nails later to pin it down where I want it, but this way I figure I can walk between the beds pretty easily without having to step over the hose. So now for the moment of truth, let's start it and see how it does. Oh no, we have our first issue. Okay, let's see though. Oh look. Okay, I don't know if you saw that, but we had a little issue where the water went gushing and I just saved my camera from it. It was just pure luck. But now I turned it on with the water at kind of like half pressure, and now everything is working really smoothly. Check it out. So I've turned it off because you just don't normally water in the middle of the day. You should water in the morning or the evening. But I think this so far has been a very successful experiment. I am excited to put in some U-shaped screws to just put it into place, and hopefully once I get some plants in, like, this will be a really successful system. But I'm very impressed. I'm very excited to see like how much time this buys me in the garden. So at this point you may be thinking, irrigation's great, but what else can I be doing to make sure I have as successful a harvest as possible in my Florida vegetable garden? Make sure to watch this video where I give you my 5 tips on what I'm doing to make sure my vegetable garden is as successful as possible.